Simple question the other day of, is one set enough? Now it's a simple thing to answer, but it leads us to a lot of good information that's gonna help you build more muscle and strength. So the simple answer is, well, yeah, of course, like one set does something. There's this myth out there that exercise only counts if we do a certain amount of it. We spend enough time on the treadmill, do enough sets, do enough reps. But even getting down on the floor and doing a single push-up does something to some degree. So it's not like you're gonna waste your time with one set. But the real question is that going to build you more muscle and strength than what you have now? And the answer to that is, I don't know. Because if you're someone who's just been sitting on the couch for the past 5 years, doing one set of push-ups every day is definitely gonna help you. But the key to getting more muscle and strength isn't in a number. Our muscles don't know how to count. They don't count reps, they don't count sets and everything, but we've been told for so long that following a formula and getting the numbers right is the key to our success, which isn't quite true because the numbers, the muscles don't count, they don't know reps, they don't know sets, all they know is time under tension, time and tension and how we're using them. So the real key to your success isn't a number of sets or reps or anything, it's are you doing something progressively over time. It's the progression that gets you the results you want. And in some ways, single set work can be progressive. It lies in this bell curve. This bell curve is related to all of our workouts, especially with sets that we do. Because when we start doing an exercise, we have this ramping up as our mind, our body, and everything gets into the exercise. Then you have like a peak. And you may experience this peak with 1, maybe 2 sets. Then you have a decline. And the decline is when things really start fatiguing, your form starts going downhill, your mental focus, you can't push yourself as well, and so on. Now, we need to understand this in relation to what are we talking about with one set. Now, if you go into the gym or you start with your workout and you're like, I'm gonna do one set, that's it, then what you're doing is you're kind of getting into this ramp up period, and that's all you're doing. You may feel like one set isn't enough, and maybe even after doing one set, your mind is kind of like, dude, like, let's go again. I can do it better on the next set. That's because you're in this ramp-up period. Now, a lot of advocates for single set training are not talking about doing one set. They talk about doing one work set. Paul Wade talks about this in Convict Conditioning a lot. So what this means is you ramp yourself up, you get your mind and body ready to rock and roll, and as soon as you feel like you're getting near that peak, bang, you hit it real hard, you bring yourself to a very high level of fatigue, and you give that 1 or 2 sets everything you've got. Now, how long does that take? I don't know. It depends on your state of mind and body when you're starting the workout. Sometimes you're ready to rock and roll after 1 or 2 warm-up sets. Might be a few more. It depends on how you're starting. Listen to your body, see what works best for you. Now, the thing that we want to pay attention to is, are we getting too far over that hill? Because as we crest down and we start losing our form and we're losing our focus and everything's going downhill, what we're doing is we're bringing more stress onto ourselves. More stress on the body, the joints, the nervous system, even our mind, right? And it's not a terrible thing. The science has clearly shown that subsequent sets bring more benefit, but there's a rapid diminishing rate of return past that optimal peak set. So you are getting more on the downside, but each set is bringing you less reward. However, you're now piling more stress on. And this is important to understand because a lot of times your ability to get the results do not depend on stimulation, but recovery from your workouts. My biggest factor that's holding me back, and I would bet money that the biggest thing holding you back, is your ability to recover optimally from one workout to the next. Because the better you recover, the better you perform in the next workout, and you get that progression that actually gets you the results you want. Now, if you're driving yourself into the ground every time, going way past that optimal set, then what you're doing is creating more stress on mind and body. You need more recovery. So you need to eat a lot better. You need a lot better sleep. You need to have optimal recovery, which is very hard in modern day living. I sure as hell don't have the luxury of making my life built around optimal recovery. So when you cut off roughly around that peak set, you give yourself a big buffer so you don't need to have the perfect diet and the perfect lifestyle and perfect sleep all the time. You don't need to have as much recovery. So come the next workout, you're ready to rock and roll. But if you're driving yourself into the ground with a ton of work sets that are just making you exhausted, then you do need better recovery. So in that way, cutting off at 1 or 2 work sets, that peak set hopefully, can help you recover a lot faster. You get better results because you're in better shape from one workout to the next, and you're getting that actual progression that's getting you the results you want. So some food for thought for your training ahead. Let me know if you have questions below. Be fit, live free.